Hey everybody, you ready to see the next president of the United States? All right, he's right back here. He's going to take a few pictures and then he'll be out. Anybody who's supposed to be back there to get their picture taken, Secret Service will get you back there. All right, listen, I'm the founder of a group called Auto Workers for Trump. There you go, lots of auto workers here. I was born and raised in Macomb County. I ended up working 25 years at a Ford plant 2 miles from where I grew up. I hired in at Chrysler Corporation the same month as Lee Iacocca in 1978. I worked 11 years there. Chrysler was on the verge of bankruptcy. Iacocca was hired in there to save them. One of the things he did to save that company was downsize, make them cost effective and profitable again. So part of that process was to eliminate my department. I was offered a buyout. It all worked out for me, but I saw Chrysler come this close to going bankrupt at that time. So I went back to school, got my associate's degree. This is very common in the auto industry. It's up, it's down, there's changes all the time. You got to be flexible. My dad told me when I hired in at 19 at Chrysler, be ready for the ups and downs. When you're up, put some money in the bank because you're going to be going down. It's cyclical. So I ended up getting hired in at Ford Motor Company when I was 38 years old. Put on the assembly line. I was almost 40. Okay? So I worked 25 years for Ford Motor Company until I retired recently at the end of COVID. So thank God we got through that. What a joke. Okay? We all know that story. But what I'm getting at here is the auto industry is up and down. We've been in decline, let's admit it, for 30 or 40 years. Why? Because our jobs have been getting sold down the river. They're moving plants to Mexico. It's been happening slowly but steadily. So now we have an opponent, Kamala Harris, who is a co-sponsor of the Green New Scam legislation. In that legislation, it said by the year 2035, we will no longer produce internal combustion engines in this country. If that were to happen, you can kiss the domestic auto industry goodbye. Anybody in here been to the Woodward Dream Cruise? All right. Beautiful. That's celebrating the American auto industry. The classic cars. That industry has built Detroit, it built the middle class, and everything in Michigan's economy is revolving around the auto industry. But now, if Kamala Harris and Tampon Tim were to find their way into the White House, you can kiss all that goodbye. So we have a job to do. We got to go out, and every single one of us has to vote on the very first day of early in-person voting. And then that's 9 days ahead of the election. It'll be on a Sunday. It won't be your normal voting place. There will be a bunch of precincts that are allowed to go there, though, to vote early. You get your butts in there and vote early, and then you spend 9 days going through your phone contact list, telling every single person you got in there to get out and vote in person early. If we do that, our vote is too big to rig. The cheating that went on down here at Cobo Arena, it was called TCF Center at that time. The cheating that went on was unbelievable. I witnessed it with my own eyes. All these absentee ballots that got mailed out were collected, filled out hastily, and they brought them back down here the night after the election. I had to come down. I was a poll challenger. I had to come down the second day, the day after the election. Every ballot I saw had one vote on it. You know, in a presidential year, there's about 30 things you vote on that ballot. President, senator, congressman, state level races, all kinds of stuff. But all the ballots I saw the day after the election had one vote for Joe Biden, over and over and over. That Hey, that, folks, in my eyes, that's fraud. I wrote 4 affidavits. We submitted them to all kinds of different law firms that were filing lawsuits. We couldn't get it into court. They said we didn't have standing, some other technicality. It was all BS. Well, we know how they did it now. We know what they're going to try and do this time. They don't have COVID to use as an excuse. They don't have drop boxes on every corner. So we're not going to let them get away with it. But the only way we can beat their cheating is to make our vote too big to beat with cheating. Now listen. The Teamsters Union held a vote. They held a vote, and that's what should happen in the unions. Guess what? 60% of them voted to endorse Donald Trump. That was Teamsters. So regardless who gets elected, they're still going to probably have a job because everything has to be transported by truck, right? But the UAW, if Kamala Harris were to get elected, our livelihood's gone. Our industry is gone. She wants to eliminate it. Her running mate, Tampon Timmy, took his honeymoon in China. He takes group trips over there with students to China. He loves China. He doesn't love this country. Now, he tried to act like he's an outdoorsman, a hunter. We all saw that video. Did anybody see that video of him trying to load a shotgun? It's like he never saw one in his life. They're all lies, they're all phonies, and like Donald Trump says, they're fakes. So listen, Detroit, I'm asking you, get out and vote. Get your family out to vote. Make sure your neighbors get out and vote. Make sure your coworkers get out and vote. We've got to win this election. Our survival depends on it. Thank you very much.